Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Welcome if you are new here, and welcome back if you've been here before. If you like all things photography related, you are in the right spot. So today I want to do a little something different. I want to answer questions off the internet. So not questions directed at me exactly, but I wanted to kind of just get on a few forums that I'm on and just see the kind of questions people are asking right now and answer them. So if maybe you had the same question, whatever, let's see what we find. I am going to not share like the post or where the post came from, only because I am going to go into some Facebook groups, and a lot of the Facebook groups that I'm in, especially like beginner photography Facebook groups, they do have rules about not screenshotting or not sharing things outside the group. So I figured just like reading the question and answering the question is still kind of safe. I'm not going to say who said it or where it's from, so we'll get around the rules there. But I just think it's interesting. Like, I read through forums all the time, and some people have really good questions, and again, maybe it's a question that you have, so let's do it. I just have my MacBook that I'm going to get on some Reddit. I'm going to go to Reddit. I'm going to go to Facebook. This is a really good question. It's somebody asking why kit lenses are bad. So why, like, the lenses that come with your kit camera. So let's say like a Canon T6i comes with 3 lenses, a zoom lens, a couple of different zoom lenses. Why they're bad? Like, why do they get such bad rap? It's definitely an opinion thing. Some people can take great photos with a kit lens. You can absolutely take great photos with whatever you have. People just say that because if you can afford to get a better lens, then why not? A lot of times the glass isn't as good. You have to think too, like, photography is definitely you get what you pay for. So this little $200 lens that came with your camera versus like a $1,500 lens, of course the $1,500 lens is going to take a better photo. That's just the way it is. That's just the way that it works. Like anything else in life, usually if you pay more, you get something better. But a lot of times, so it's the glass is cheaply made. A lot of times they are completely made of plastic. I bumped my kit lens when I was just starting and it no longer worked. So it didn't take much at all. The apertures are usually not very high. They have the I don't know what to, like, the aperture that varies. So as you zoom in, your aperture will like go down, and it will end up being like 5 point something when you're zoomed in all the way, and only like 3.2 when you're zoomed out all the way. It's just not, so it's not letting the right amount of light in. It's kind of like using auto on your camera settings. It's not giving you enough control when you in a lot of those kit lenses. So that's why. Again, it kind of is a little opinionated. You can absolutely use it. I'm not saying go spend a bunch of money if you don't have it, but for this question of why do they get such a bad rap? Because they're not that great. That's why. It's common knowledge that they're just not that great. My daughter's doing dishes downstairs, so if there's like any kind of weird background noises, even though I have a microphone on, I'm sorry. She's singing and it sounds like she's breaking most of the dishes, but we'll see, I guess. I'm noticing a lot of the questions that I'm seeing on Facebook and Reddit there's a lot of equipment questions going on. Like, they got a camera for Christmas and they know they don't want that lens. What lens should they get? Or somebody owes them a Christmas gift. What lens should they get? They want to upgrade their computer. There's all kinds of like equipment questions, and that's not really, those are very specific, so those aren't really what I wanted to answer. Let's see. Ooh, very good one. What are some things as a photographer that you do to stand out from the crowd? Like, so you stand out from other photographers like in your area. So what's maybe something that's going to make people go, all right? So other than obviously like really good, solid photographs, like that's always going to make you stand out, I think. So even if you are out of somebody's budget, having really, really good photographs where somebody's like, whoa, can't afford her, but like when I can, I'm going back there. And that's really what's going to make people remember you, is just really, really good photographs. So being yourself, shooting, being very artistic, obviously. But I also think that just doing something different than what other people are doing. So maybe offering a certain kind of session that you haven't seen anybody offer. I do notice that having a client closet kind of puts me above. If I'm the same price as somebody else, they like us equally, but I have a dress for them to wear so they don't have to go shopping, I might get that client instead. It helps me stand out. It helps me get chosen over others. So yeah, I think there's lots of things. There's actually a lot of good answers in this feed, but yeah, I think that would be my 2, is just take really, really good photographs. Just go out of your way to make your photographs amazing. And my client closet, like I really think that those 2 things like will set you apart from the crowd. Can I just say one thing though? Stop asking people to edit your photos. Like, I'm in a feed right now and it's just so many like, oh, I don't know how to do this in Photoshop. Can somebody do it for me? Can somebody swap a face? Can somebody do this for me? Can somebody do that for me? Even if you'll pay, like, so just figure it out. I'm in like a beginner photography feeds. Like, go figure it out. If you don't know how to do a face swap, there's like 800 videos on YouTube of how to do a face swap. So just go do a face swap. Figure it out. That's part of being a photographer, is learning things. I don't know how you can get through without knowing things like that. So stop asking other people to do stuff for you and figure it out. There was somebody asking, they were kind of just trying to feel out pricing, which I think is weird. I don't know why it matters what anybody else charges, as long as your cost of doing business is being covered. But somebody was asking a question, where you live and what you charge. So I answered it. I live in Hawaii and I charge $650 for a 1-hour set with 25 digital images. Do people get more than 25? Absolutely, because I have 0 filter when it comes to editing. They get usually closer to 45, but again, that's my choice. I've worked it into my pricing where my time to edit those 45 is still covered. So yeah, that's cool. Again, pricing questions are always kind of weird. Like, I don't know why it matters. Maybe they're just curious. Maybe they're hoping somebody that lives in the same state with them will answer with a good answer. But yeah, it doesn't really matter what other people charge. Charge what you need to charge. And then like double it, because nobody ever charges enough for their photos. Let's see. Also, another thing to stop doing like the follow trains. Like, oh my God, I need 9 more people to like me, and then I have 1,000. Like, people liking you like that does not matter. They're not going to engage with your posts. They are not nothing. They're not going to do anything. That's why you see somebody with 10,000 followers post something and they get 50 reactions and 2 comments on their photos, is because those are ridiculous. It's so stupid. Stop doing it. Stop liking other people's pages that you have no interest in keeping up with. Stop asking other people who are not going to like your pictures and your posts to follow you. It's just, stop doing it. Stop doing it. I'm not saying I never did it, but like, stop doing it. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't help you at all. And then like super broad questions like, hey, best full frame camera. That's awfully broad of you to say. Like, is there a brand you like? DSLR, mirrorless? Like, come on, like give a girl some more information. But there's all those. Stop doing that too. Stop asking those questions. This is turning into a stop doing that. Stop asking these questions kind of video, but whatevs. Good question. How long does it take people to edit their photos? It depends really, but I usually give a client about 2 weeks, and it's because I split things up. I don't just come home from a session and like edit everything. I could, I guess, but I don't. I usually upload my memory card either that night or the next day, depending on what time I get home, and then like knowing that they're on the computer, they're backed up, my memory card is put to the side and not going to get erased. I can usually sit on that for a couple days because I usually have other stuff to do. I'll get back to it. I will cull all of the photos and decide which ones I'm going to edit. And then another day I will edit some photos. Usually all of them. I can usually get them all done in like a sitting, but like a couple hours. So I'll edit them, and then I have this thing that I do where I go back and I re-edit. Not re-edit, I lied. I go back through and make sure I didn't miss anything, like almost go back to like the original culling stage. So I'll upload them into a gallery and I'll view them, And if like something's off or something like doesn't look right, or I'm missing like a piece, like, hey, we did this and we did this, but like, where's that stuff that I took on the inside? Did I just decide that wasn't like good enough? I go back and I just make sure everything flows and I didn't miss anything. So I could, honestly, if I just sat down and edited like that night or the next day from start to finish, like maybe like 6 or 7 hours, maybe, like solid, like we're talking like not even a lunch break, like just sit down solid, I could probably get it done. But I don't like to do that. I don't like to stress myself out. I usually have more than one thing to work on, making videos in between. So yeah, everybody's different. I used to know somebody who could sit down like an hour and edit 45 images. Crazy to me. Batch editing is a thing. I don't. I retouch every photo in Lightroom and Photoshop, so it takes me a little bit longer, but yes, that's my answer to that question. A long freaking time, okay? So I tell clients 2 weeks, and I'm usually finishing up on the 2-week mark, just because that's the day that I'll load everything and I'll go back through and I'm like, this doesn't feel right, and then I get carried away and, you know, whatever. But I usually use every bit of the 2 weeks that I tell somebody that their photos take that long. Sometimes a couple extra days if I'm really like not feeling something or I need to fix something. Okay, I'm gonna find like one more because this video is already getting kind of long. Okay, so there's a lot of preset questions also, and I think it again has to do with people kind of in the new year getting more into photography. They want to start learning how to edit, and presets are always a super good way to get consistency in your photographs, and it's kind of like a jumping off point. Like, you never just slap a preset on and it works perfectly, but as a jumping off point, I like the small presets, SMAL. I will definitely link it in the description. I use the original pack. He has a few different ones. He even has a brand new one, but even if you watch any of my editing videos, I love small 1 specifically and small 10 for black and white, but they're the best. I've spent so much money on presets, and this is such a waste of money because that's all I use. I try to branch out and I always come back with my tail between my legs because small presets are where it's at. So, all right, that's all I'm gonna do for now. Let me know if you like this video idea, if you want to do more. If you have questions, I can absolutely do like a viewer question video also. I, again, can answer questions in the comments, or if you go here, you can message me on Instagram. I will accept those as well. Yeah, but that is all I have for today. Again, I hope you liked it. If you are new here and you liked what you saw, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I will see you next time. Bye.